Congratulations to the Global Health graduates. Indeed, we will now speak to Dr. Abebe Bekele, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Research Affairs at the University of Global Health Equity. Good evening, Doctor, and thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. Congratulations on the 5th graduation this year as well.
Thank you very much. I also take this opportunity to extend my words of congratulations to the 5th cohort of the UGHE program.
Absolutely. These graduates today step into a world at a time when we are facing a global health crisis that has highlighted so many inequities, including the health sector as well. What knowledge have you equipped these graduates with to deal with them at such a critical time?
Yeah, thank you for the question. As you correctly said, the world is now faced with quite a number of health issues. These include the uncontrolled COVID pandemic we're grappling with, inequities in healthcare, the huge discrepancy between the rich and the poor, and mainly the lack of access to healthcare across the globe. Access refers to all sorts of healthcare, including access to safe surgery and anesthesia care, obstetrics, non-communicable diseases. Just to give you an example, more than 5 billion people in the world do not have access to safe surgery and anesthesia care. And more than 95% of these people are found in developing countries like ours. And 18 million lives are lost every year due to preventable diseases. That just about refer to surgery and anesthesia care. So our 5th cohort of graduates are equipped with the competencies to contribute to the provision of equitable healthcare globally. They are introduced to global health equity and delivery, what equity means, what delivery means, what are the global challenges there, health policy and political economy, what a healthcare provider can play, what kind of role can they play in policies in global and national level, introduction to a concept known as One Health. One Health is the interplay between animal health, human health, and environmental health. In fact, the COVID epidemic has clearly shown us that the One Health approach to healthcare is probably the right approach to diseases and disease control in the future. They are equipped with competencies to do, understand, and implement research, epidemiology, biostatistics, and finally, leadership, management, and monitoring and evaluation. So by the time our graduates are spread out across the globe, as indicated earlier, from our cohort this year came from 12 countries, they will definitely contribute significantly to the healthcare provision of those countries.
Absolutely. I'll touch a bit on what His Excellency President Paul Kagame mentioned of Rwanda aspiring to be a service hub, including improved healthcare. What's the value of having such institutions as the University of Global Health Equity in achieving such aspirations?
Yes, as it's known clearly, the role of higher learning institutions is mainly to educate trainees, to do appropriate research, and to contribute to community development. So access to better and quality healthcare is dependent on provision of quality education to trainees. That is why at UGHE we have instituted quite a number of ways of delivering quality education to our trainees. We believe in what we call an integrated curriculum. Integration between the basic and clinical medicine, between basic and community-based medicine. We teach together nursing, midwifery, medicine, laboratory science, and pharmacy. We believe in team-based training. We strongly believe that our trainees and graduates need to know the community they are serving and need to learn from the community they are serving. So they spend significant amount of time in the community. We try to institute innovative pedagogical techniques. These include concepts like flipped classrooms, team-based learning, laboratory-based and simulation-based learning. Our students receive mentorship from day one, and they need to understand that being a healthcare provider is being a lifelong learner. We expose them to the concept of research from day one. And unless problem-solving relevant research is done globally, solutions to the healthcare issues we have probably will not be solved. And they will also learn the concepts of monitoring and evaluation. And studies have shown that in the developing world, emergency disease conditions, surgical disease conditions, and non-communicable diseases are the three main causes of death. So by the time they graduate, our trainees hopefully will be equipped with enough competency to render service to the community in the region.
You speak, and maybe briefly, you speak of equity and social justice, and UGHE trains leaders to tackle healthcare systems with equity. What more should be done to deal away with the inequities that our healthcare systems still face?
Quite a number of things can be done, as this is not an easy question. It takes time, it takes investment, but most of all, what needs to be done is first to understand that inequities exist. There are inequities globally, regionally, and in country between different communities. The first is to acknowledge that these inequities exist. And then based on the reason why these inequities exist, institute solutions that can alleviate these problems. One way of doing it is provision of education to those in need. At UGHE, we have a motto. A young man or a woman with the heart, the brain, and the hand, in that order, who can be a healthcare provider should be given the opportunity to be one, irrespective of who they are, where they are from, their gender, their sexual orientation, their country of origin, or their race. So the first thing is to acknowledge that it exists, and then institute the solutions to solve them. Academic institutions like us can and should provide opportunities for young men and women in Africa to reach their goals.
Absolutely. Many thanks for your time, Dr. Abebe Bekele.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.